guys, welcome to the Chroma side of YouTube. So today I'm going to do an experiment. Now, number one, I've never done a string pour before. Number two, I don't really know how to do it, so I'm going to experiment a little bit. So I have two canvases, the exact same kind of canvas, same shape, everything, gallery wrapped. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a string pour. I'm going to pour a thin layer of white or a light color, which I have mixed up white, and I've mixed a little bit of brown and a little bit of gold into it to give it kind of a unbleached titanium look, because I kind of want to go with this vintage look. And I actually have to add water to it because it's a little thick. So I'm going to go ahead and do that while I'm telling you what I want to do. So on both canvases, I'm going to add the unbleached titanium color. I can't say it is exactly that color because I mixed it. I actually ran out of unbleached titanium, you guys. Well, I have some Vallejo, but it's I'm still having trouble with my mix on that one. So it comes out really, really, really thin. And I think what I'm going to end up having to do whenever I use that paint is use a lot of glue. And so I don't really have that much glue, so I'm going to work with what I got. Now, when you pour this, what I've heard is you want this really thin and you want it really smooth, because you're going to take, the reason why is you don't want a lot of buildup and you're not going to tilt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour half of this cup on one canvas and the other half on the other canvas to make this experiment fair. It's going to be our control, is the same base. Now, on the first one, there is no silicone in my cups of color, and my strings have been soaking in that color for, I want to say, maybe 20 minutes. So I think that they've probably picked up all the color that they're going to pick up. And I think that's a good consistency, so I'm going to stop mixing now and put that away. And I'm going to pop on some gloves, even though I've been playing around in paint without gloves on. I always forget to put on my gloves. So let's see. In the second painting, so the first one is going to be base, color, no silicone. Second one is going to be base, color with silicone. And we're going to see which one gives us what kind of effects, because I'm interested to see. A lot of these string pours, they show you how to do it, but they don't necessarily show you the mix. Okay. So I'm going to pour half the cup on this one. And I'm going to wait to pour that one because I'm going to tilt this around. I'm going to get it nice and smooth. And I see a little lumpy bumpies in there, which is good that I'm pouring this on the way I am. Oh yeah, I see a lot of lumpy bumpies in there. Oh boy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tack, one of my tacks that I always have handy, and I'm going to pick out as many lumps as I can because I don't want a lumpy pour. Excuse me, guys. There is that. Now, You know what? I think I have a pair of tweezers over there. Let me go look. Much better. Okay, nice and smooth. All right, now for this one. Move that paint out of the way. All right, now that that's done, so that's on the canvas. Now, remember, and I have to remember as well, that the first one that I'm going to do is with no silicone, and we're going to see what kind of effects we get. I have no clue how this is going to turn out, but we'll see. So I'm going to just pull my string up, and I have two sides, and the way I did it was I laid it in the paint with the two sides done, and I'm going to kind of loop it on the canvas, and then I'm going to pull it off and then lay it aside. Well, yeah, lay it aside. And as I do this, I'm only going to do one string with that color on there. So I'm going to, as I do this, I'm just going to drip the silicone in there so that when I put my string back in, well, I should probably have, there we go, mix the silicone into the cup. Like so. And now I'm going to put my string back in. I'm just going to stick it all down in that paint so it can be soaking up again. Alright, now I'm going to go with the gold. That looks cool. I like that. Take some of that One drop. Mix it in. Wipe my stick. And go. Put my string back in. This is kind of interesting. It's a little different than what I normally do. It's kind of cool. All right, now for this salmon-y color, and I'm gonna move. I found a hair. Move that out of the way. Okay. Oh, well, I guess that's where I'll lay my string. Okay. Now, I'm going to move this guy aside a little bit because I really don't want to contaminate it. I'm going to turn this guy around because I have my string laying this way. And I'm going to just pull it off. Kind of cool looking. That was a really long string. And like I said, trial and error, guys. Trial and error. Oh man, that was a lot of silicone. Oh, snikes. Okay, well, it happens. Get a little silicone happy. Where did I put that little stick? Well, monkeys. Mix it in. It's very interesting what's happening on the canvas. Okay. Put my string back in. And I'm just literally just stuffing it down into the color, you guys. There's really no rhyme or reason how I'm sitting it into my color. Put that over here. And I have my handy dandy paint rag over here. It's kind of cool. All right, here we go. Brown it is. Right there. That's pretty. Okay. Drop of silicone. If you notice that I moved around my painting because I don't want to drop silicone on the painting. Because this is my pour doing this without silicone. And sometimes you just wonder, are they using silicone? Are they not? So here's the test to see. And I'm going to put my string back in my color. This is actually really, really fun, you guys. If you guys want to try this, I highly recommend it. I might do another yellow or another, well, I can't. I already added my silicone. Oh, well. Well, there's a lot of color going on here. I'm going to do a little short one here and overlap that pink right there. That's pretty. Silicone it. Stir it. Put the string back. Okay. Now this burnt sienna color, and I want some more going on right here. That's kind of cool. I want to try it again with the same string because I don't like how that top part of it happened. let's see. Let's lay it going this way and then loop it. Much better, far more prettier. All right, silicone it. So you don't tilt this at all. You don't tilt it, you don't move it. I mean, I guess you could if you really wanted to, but honestly, I don't want to. I think I like the placement. But I do have to let you know that you have to think about composition when you're doing this. Because if you don't, then you just have a bunch of little swipey swipes going on in your painting. And that's basically what this is, honestly, after playing around with it. It's a different form of swipe, except for instead of swiping with something very hard and rigid, you're swiping with a string, which is very flexible. And this lighter brown, I think, will be very pretty right here, kind of overlapping this darker brown. And I'm going to just pull it this way. I don't like what happened there, so I'm just going to put this on here again and pull it down. Nope, still didn't fix it. Pull it down. There we go. I want to keep it whimsical, and I think that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping it whimsical. A little bit of that. Drop. Put that back in. And stir. And I am going to torch this when I get done. I'm going to torch it. Let me wipe this off, put that aside, and I'm going to re-dip this string as well. If I can get it down in the paint. Get down in the paint. Don't attract to the sides. There we go. Get down in the paint. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Now all of those paints now have silicone in them. And this one is pretty much complete. I like the way it's just very whimsical. So I am going to torch and see if there's anything that happens. So there's a little bit of working going on. You see how I'm moving my torch around? I'm not letting it sit on one spot. All right. That one is finished, and I do really like this. It's kind of different, very not my style, but I do like it. It might become my style, you guys. So there is that. Now I'm going to pull this guy over here and actually try to keep them in the same spot. Versus like how I started, like this one no silicone, this one with silicone. So instead of doing all the pink on one side, I'm gonna actually put where, like I said, I'm gonna compose a little bit here. So I'm gonna put some colors together that I think will go nicely together. I actually want this light pink with this dark brown. I want the gold with that, and I'll just keep that one up there. Okay. Gold. Now I really, really love this gold, so I may do a couple of swipes with this gold. Re-dip. Get down in there and pull up some more and swipe. Okay, 2 swipes with the gold. Now let's do a couple of swipes with this salmon-y color, and this one's really long. So I'm actually going to lay it and then pull it off the canvas like so. And again, I don't like that one little spot, so I'm going to do it again. Perfect. Just like that. I'm going to leave it like that. Put that back in there. Now, let's add some dark. Ooh. Pull it off. That's kind of cool looking. I'm happy with that. Put that back down in the paint. I really like that. I love the gold, but I kind of want more of it. So when I get done placing all these colors, I believe I'm just gonna I might go ahead and add some more of it because I really love it. So I'm basically just directing my strings whichever way I want that little loopy-loop swoops to go. And the cells are coming out amazingly. So if you want one that's a little more whimsical with small, teeny tiny cells, you could, in fact, do one without silicone. I don't like that. I'm going to put a different color over it. You could do one without silicone, but to do it with the silicone, I'm telling you, it is amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strategically lay this one and then pull it lightly off. There we go. That's much prettier than what I had on there. Okay, now I think I want a little bit more of that really pretty pink. I want to put it maybe right here and lightly pull it down this way and kind of, there we go. Swoop that brown in there. Now, I don't want it to become muddy. I really don't want it to become muddy. So, now I'm going back in with the gold because, like you guys know, I love gold. And I'm actually just going to swoop it down the side. Get a little more on there. I'm going to strategically lay it and then pull it. There we go. That is very pretty. Okay, now that I have all my colors set on the canvas, this is very subtle. It's very different. Let's see. I'm wiping off my gloves. I got a new torch. So I'm just watching for reactions in the paint, and I am moving my torch very quickly. Very gorgeous. So I do see a little spot right here where the corner didn't get covered. So I'm just going to sit here and just cover my corners and make sure that everything looks cool. And the fun thing about this, I've just noticed, is it does go over the edges. So I'm really happy with this. Really, really happy. This is a really fun technique. Let's see. I barely have any paint on that, so I'm going to have to go through and touch that up. Very carefully, because I really like that dark. It adds contrast. It's kind of difficult to do this with two paintings sitting on the table, but which is all for science. Okay, now I'm going to turn this around. Well, no, that has some in it. Okay, I'm going to turn this around very carefully. Oh yeah. So, just going to touch and put paint in places where it needs to be. So this is very whimsical. Usually I'm all about the bright colors. But this is very whimsical, and I can't wait to get you guys down and show you exactly how it goes, like how it looks and all that jazz. Now I'm gonna pull my glove down a little bit, or attempt to, without splattering paint everywhere, because I have a small portion right here that I really want to get paint on. There we go. Perfect. My fingers are so slippery, I'm having trouble pulling my glove down over my finger. Alright, that one's covered. Now let's double check this one, which this one looks a little better than the other one, I have to say. Okay. I think I want to try and torch. Well, no. Alright, beautiful people. Let me get you down and give you a look, and I will show you the difference between the two. What it looks like to have silicone in your pour when you do the string pour, and what it looks like to do silicone-free string pour. If that makes any sense to you. Alright. Now, I do have my iPad plugged in, so I'm going to have to unplug it. Alright, here we go. I have to say that out of both of these, my favorite part out of both of them is this one. Alright, here we go. So this is the first one that I did. Let's see. There we go. And as you can see, there's some small cells. There's just a few here and there, and that's just the reaction between paint and paint, the densities and whatnot. You can see how when I shift, that one in the middle is very shiny because it's the gold. And you can see teeny tiny cells that formed inside where that lighter color sits on top of the white, well, the titanium white. That one's really, really pretty. Cool. That one's beautiful. That dark black, that dark blue and that dark brown one right there is gorgeous. And I have no clue how those cells formed right there. but I'm kind of happy about them. I think they give contrast. Okay, so that is the one with no silicone. Now let's go over here to the one with silicone. Now, as you can see, there's way more effects happening. Way more effects. I'm going to start over here with my favorite part. This one right here. So you have a nice swoop with lots of beautiful cells. And I love that contrast between the dark and the light. Then we go up here into this beautiful shiny gold. And that raw sienna color. Come over here. Now I did multiples on top of each other because I wanted to see what it would look like when I did multiple on top of each other. Kind of mix them. And I love, look at these cells. Beautiful. Down here with the gold and the pink. And I will pull you guys down and give you guys a side view of them. They do, let me focus in. There we go. The colors do kind of go over the edge. So if you're worried about doing this technique and not having any color on the edge, you fret none, my friend. Fret none, because it really does. Because it's such a flow consistency, it does push over the edge. So it kind of gives it a cool poured look. Let me put you guys up here so you can see the both of them. Alrighty guys, this experiment was super fun. This is my usual mix, my usual pour mix. It is 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol, water to consistency. And this was extremely fun to do. I couldn't be happier with the outcome, and I am happy that I did this experiment. But you know what I am going to do though? I really want to add some more gold to this one. And even though it has, now that we've seen the difference, I think it'll be okay for me to do so, because it's not going to affect the pour. Well, the experiment's over. So I'm just going to put some of that gold in there. And I'm going to actually wipe off the string before I dip it back in the cup. So I don't want any more of that white in the gold. That's pretty. I like how that swoop happened. And this is a good way to experiment and make sure that you get things the way you want them. I don't have gloves on, so I'm not just going to stick my finger in the cup. I'm just going to use that stick there. Get more gold, and I'm going to put some right here. Pull it down and kind of change direction. Cool. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more of that brown because I really love the contrast. One more gold spot right here. Perfect. Okay. Now that's done. Let's add a little bit of that brown. Let's see, all this dark is over here. So this is what I'm talking about with composition. You definitely want to compose your paintings. And right now I am composing. I don't like that. I do like how the cells form in it, but I don't like the overall loop. I wonder what would happen if I took just a wiped string, looped it, and then drug it. Oh, that's cool. Look at those cells, you guys. Oh man, that was a neat thing to do. I'm going to do it again here. Alright. And now that I've done that, and that looks really cool, I really want to do another one right around here. Kind of pull this here. That's fun. And one more here. Now, I'm going to wipe my hands. You guys, I am painting again without gloves. I always do this. I always take my gloves off way prematurely. And I'm going to torch this little area because it has silicone in it now. Torch the gold that I added. No. Okay. Okay, guys. That's the last one I'm going to do. Because I think that ties it in. It creates that shape that's everywhere else in the painting. Voila! They are done. I really like this. I think it's very beautiful, and I definitely will try this technique again just to perfect. But I think right now I just really want to take the rest of these colors and do a mini flip cup. So I'm going to prepare that, get that ready, and I'll see you guys back here real soon. If you like what I do, please give me a like and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to tap that bell so you can get notifications when I do more experiments and fun painting. And please, have a wonderful day. I hope you were inspired. Bye-bye, y'all. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed what you just watched, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up for a like, and hit the bell. That'll give you notifications when I post new videos. I really enjoyed painting today, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you get inspired to do all types of things. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, y'all.